Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is Spirit Journey. Today is Wednesday, August 14, 2019, and the time is 7:40 p.m. I hope you all having a wonderful day. Yes. I want to talk about a very serious issue. I want to talk about a video that I came upon. The video is actually an old video. The video is of a young woman. She could be in her late 20s, early 30s. And I'm almost embarrassed. Yes, hello, viewer. Good evening, good evening. Okay. Yes, hi, Johnny. Good to see you. Wonderful. Yes, I'm just getting started now. I want to talk about a very serious topic. And some people, yes, also let me know if the audio, if everything is fine. Just say yes, that if it's okay, the audio and the visual portion, because I want to make sure that I am heard and understood. I think this is especially important for women in particular, and women who have young dependents that they have to take care of. I was watching a video, as I said earlier. This video was posted in 2012. I will not give the name of the individual because I don't want to. I'm actually embarrassed for the woman. I'm extremely embarrassed for her because of the information that she provided. It put her in a bad light. And I think if what she said, if she told the bankers that her response made her even more of a target for exploitation. Well, as I entitled this video, this live stream about the importance of marriage, now, yes, I am old-fashioned at heart, and I know that there are many different lifestyle choices people make. And again, what lifestyle choice you make may be the best one for you and your situation. I'm not here to pass judgment on those who choose certain lifestyles. But upon hearing this YouTuber share her story, I just felt compelled to share with you the importance of marriage. And I've in the past had made mention about marriage, and that some people might have thought I was being judgmental, too old-fashioned, and people said a lot of bad things, commented really negative things to me. But I stand my ground with this, especially after hearing this YouTuber. So let me begin with the story. A young woman and her boyfriend, they purchase a home. And I guess they got a mortgage to buy the house. And down the road, the bank had tagged on extras to their payment. Now, I almost forgot. It was to be a fixed rate mortgage. That's what they agreed on. But in this course of having this mortgage, the bank modified the mortgage without their knowledge or consent. And the bank had added, as she called it, products to the mortgage. They had added on a life a life insurance. I think it was a life insurance on the mortgage. No, yeah, life insurance for it. And as time went on, she also has a son. The son was 4 years old, and they also, well, when she discovers that she and her boyfriend discovered that that their monthly payment for the mortgage increased. And for months, they were trying to investigate what's going on. And as this YouTuber says, that the cat came out the bag, and they told them finally that, oh well, we put on a homeowner's insurance on it and some other product. But if you don't want it, you don't have to have it. Something like that. That do you want the insurance or not? So they wanted to keep the house. So they agreed that they would accept the new terms. And then tragedy happens to her. Her boyfriend that she's living with commits suicide. Yes, commits suicide. That is so tragic. I really felt for her. And she thought, well, she had the insurance, and the bank gets in contact with her. I'm not sure who contacted who first, but the bank says, are you the executor of the estate? And she foolishly, in my opinion, again, I'm not a lawyer, and if I'm not 100% right, but she says that no, how could I be the executor? We don't. I'm just middle class. And then they asked her, "Are you the legal wife, or are you married to him?" And she was offended. She said, "How dare they even ask me if I was married to him?" But it's a valid question. Even though her name was on the property along with the boyfriend, according to her, they had to ask those questions. If she was the executor, she said no. She asked, is she the wife? And she said no. And then they said that they cannot really deal with her anymore. That they're not going to. I don't want to give wrong information. Well, in short, the bank foreclosed on her home, and there was no mortgage insurance upon her home. And I have a feeling, again, I'm not a lawyer or anything like that, but I have a feeling that because the boyfriend had committed suicide, that the insurance policy does not cover for that. And so what is she left with? So I feel awful. I feel so awful for a situation, because a big part of what happened is the status. She's living with someone. And so again, it's about legalities. And as a bank, they have to make sure they contact the right person. And it was weird because, see, her name was a beneficiary according to her. But even though she was a beneficiary, the bank asked her specifically, are you the executor of the estate? So if you're living with someone and you have your child with that person, yes, hello viewer, welcome. And if you have a child with that person, you make sure that you're covered. It was wrong for the bank to do a tag on to their fixed rate mortgage. And she gets messed over because she's not the executor and she's not the legal wife. So as a legal wife, she becomes, and if there's no other people and just her, I would presume she then gets the estate. But she's not married. She's not legally married. And I'm wondering, well, aren't there such thing as common law marriages? I would figure that maybe the common law status would be able to kick in this situation. But no, I mean, it wasn't her case, I guess. I have a feeling that she did not see a lawyer. She should have seen a lawyer. But I guess with the grieving over the boyfriend who she's living with committing suicide, maybe, and the cost of possibly burying her partner, it just made things more difficult. But I really feel that it's important for women to, I know that a lot of people may say, oh, it's just a piece of paper. And you have some religious groups that may feel, how do you word this? Non-Christian groups or non-Muslim, non-Jewish, but a kind of like a new philosophy of lifestyle that they may feel, well, it's not in our tradition. Like some blacks who watch my channel may feel that to have a traditional marriage, marriage license, that it's not of their culture, and may discourage their partners to have this legal document of legal marriage. Well, I'm here to say that it's not old-fashioned. Marriage is a business. Whether we like it or not, marriage is a business. And when you're dealing with a partner, and when you're dealing with property, whether the property is as small as just owning a fork and knife, or whether you're owning a mansion, that you better have legal documentations of who you are. Because let's say there's many women, and many women may, that's attached to this, I shouldn't say women, it could also be men, if it's a union, either partner can have many partners on the side. But either way, to not have legal documentation of ownership, and in case someone passes, who it will belong to, and to know your rights. And so when she said that she is not the executor of the estate, and when she said, well, I'm just middle class, we don't have an estate, it showed lack of her knowledge of what is hers. And I think that might have made the bank feel like, wow, we're not even going to really listen to her. Yes, how you doing, all me? Yes, hello. Yes, I'm talking about a video that I came across. It's a relatively old video, and in short, all me, a young woman who had a 4-year-old. She's living with a guy. They purchased a house together. They had a fixed mortgage. The bank modified their mortgage, and their bills are higher now. And they found out what the bank did, and the bank said, hey, do you want the policy or not? And they thought, okay, let's just keep it now. We want to keep the house, leave it how it is. And then sometime later on, the boyfriend commits suicide. And I have a feeling that upon the boyfriend committing suicide, that the insurance policy to pay for the mortgage in case something happens to them was, I guess, forfeited. That they weren't able, the woman wasn't able to get the the policy to pay off the loan. So what happened? The bank took the house. Evidently, she didn't have the money to pay for the bills. I don't own a house, and I'm not a lawyer, but I would assume that it becomes foreclosed if you're not able to pay something about the mortgage or the interest. What do you call it? What expenses you have to pay, And they took everything. And the woman said, well, they asked the woman, are you the executor of the estate? And she says that I'm only a middle class person. How would I have an estate? Something to that effect. An estate could be small or big. It has nothing to do with your middle class, poor, or upper middle class. You have ownership properties in your home. That is your estate. And she's foolish. What I thought was foolish for her to say no. Okay, she is in essence the executor. And then they asked if she is the wife, and this offended her. She should not have been offended because the bank is all about law. So this video, and again, I won't even show the video because I'm actually embarrassed for her, and I don't want to shame anyone, but I felt it important to let people know. And again, I'm not a lawyer or anything like that, but the importance of marriage, that marriage, a legal marriage, can protect. Some people, some states may accept common law marriage, but why even risk that? You have people who are in alternative lifestyles. And what happens in some of those unions, one of the partners dies, and the relatives of that person can take everything because they are not legally married. Okay? So marriage can be your friend, ladies. It would have protected this woman and possibly, to pay for the mortgage. But again, I have a feeling that she lost the house because of suicide. Some insurance may not cover for suicide. Either way, it's so messed up. It's so messed up. So here they paid into this insurance, mortgage insurance, for in case an emergency, and she lost everything. And a 4-year-old, and how she worded that here she wanted a house so that she could, have something of the father to leave behind for the 4-year-old child. Now she has nothing at all. I feel so sad about it. But see, There's nothing wrong about being old-fashioned. It's about being smart. If you're in any type of union, a union is a business. And in any business, you better have it in writing, certain things to protect you in case something happens, in case of death. In this case, you have to have yourself covered. And you have a little child. She has a 4-year-old child. So she may be living on the street. Who knows? So this is what I wanted to share. It's a heavy thing. And again, it is your business what type of lifestyle you want to live. But if you're a woman with a child, a young child, you don't want to be living on the street in case the partner you're living with passes away. You have to have your dots dotted and your T's crossed. You have to have yourself protected. And yes, the bank initially did modify the mortgage without their permission. And I think at that point they should have done something, found another carrier, for the policy, switch banks or something like that. Because any company who's going to switch on you and do a tag on to your original agreement without permission, it shows how sneaky they may be in nature. So maybe it was inevitable, certain practices some companies do, So that's all that I really want to say. Let me see the message here. Okay, damn, my bad. Okay, yeah, it is so awful. So if no one has any more, has any questions or statements to ask me regarding this person, this YouTuber, I'm gonna call it finished for the day. Yeah, I really feel badly for her. Yeah, ladies, use your head. Value marriage. Have that thing on paper. And if any bank tries to modify without, when you find out a bank modifies your agreement from a fixed income to a variable, it may be a sign that you need to get another bank to do business with. Yeah. So everyone, I thank you for watching this video, and definitely, yes, of course, you can ask questions. Yeah, I thought no one had any more questions, but if you have a question, please ask. Yeah. Do any of you out there know of someone who might have had this happen to them? Yeah, if any of you know of anyone who might be in this situation, you tell them to go Google, go on YouTube and look at videos about people's mortgages being foreclosed. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to even give the name of the bank. Wow, maybe I should, but it doesn't even matter what bank, but that any bank could do what they did. If you don't know your rights, find out more about power of attorney. Wow. So, okay. Yeah, I'm going to be going now. So, I thank you again, guys and gals, for listening. Definitely share this video with friends, family members. And once this video gets uploaded, please comment below and share your stories if something like this has happened to you, or you know of someone this happened to, share down below. And yeah, so take care, guys, and enjoy the rest of your day. Peace, guys. Bye-bye.